What is good, Straw Hat Crew? And welcome back to another video, y'all. You already know it's going to be a banger. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. Alrighty, and for today we have Passport Bros cheek clapping just cost them everything. Apologies, by O'Shea Duke Jackson. I've never understood the whole Passport Bro thing. Let me just get this take off real quick. Like, bro, you're going to go to a country. Well, I guess it depends. I guess it depends. I was gonna say like a lower income country, but there's some countries that are pretty up there with America. But for those people that be going to, like, you know what I'm talking, the second world, the third world countries, bro, second world countries, clapping, bro, just, I don't even want you around me. I feel like you could just, like, you being around me is just gonna infect me somehow, bro. Like, I can't even be around you. But let's go ahead and get into it, yo.
These dumb motherfuckers did not want to take heed. I've been warning them the entire time.
By the time 2024 came around, the Passport Bros were burgeoning and still growing. They had surpassed the Black Manosphere, and there were just several prominent channels, not in just Latin America, where Passport Bros sort of kind of originated. It wasn't in just Dominican Republic anymore, or Colombia, or Brazil. Passport Bros was doing well everywhere. Kenya, Thailand, and many other places.
Thailand? The city of ladyboys? Y'all popping out there? Why would y'all do that? Y'all know that's... Okay, never mind, let me just...
But then 2025 came, and what I started to notice in Black YouTube were these particular streamers. Now, these streamers, guys like NYC, The Future, or J Rello, these were guys who typically couldn't afford to travel, but they would just get on YouTube Live, and then they would just start begging for money, raising money for the trips. And something interesting happened.
What?
They got the money. This would be true with Floyd Wallace Jr. And alongside Floyd Wallace...
First off, before I'm just gonna let it play after this, but bro, what? Wait, so let me just get this straight. You're begging on YouTube for money so that you can go on a trip, not even to explore the sites. So you can go onto a trip, so you can be a passport bro and clap cheeks from a different country. And you said you want me to donate to you so you can do that. Okay.
Again, there was J Rello, NYC, The Future. So you had these men who had no real ways of having income, but because they were willing to crash out, they would be able to get full trips across the world. And so that is where the problem really started. And we saw it in spots like with J Rello in Kenya when he was recording women without their permission.
You are supposed to record yourself.
I told you I was a YouTuber though.
You did not.
I didn't tell you I was a YouTuber.
No, you didn't.
So you don't like YouTubers?
Then it was just the blatant disrespect of culture and community.
Like the cost effectiveness to me is the most attractive thing about being here, because your money can go so far because the chicks are mid, so you're not even like, it don't put you in that, oh shit, these bad, let me see, it don't put you in that like a Thailand or a...
Yo, this nigga, no. I was gonna say that from his voice. He just sounded weird. This nigga, what? It don't put you in the mood like when you go to Thailand, you see all the Bro, am I tripping, or is Thailand not like 50% transgenders, 1% real women, and then the rest are just niggas? I might be tripping, but I'm pretty sure that's how it be over there.
Now, this is J Rello going to Kenya, talking about the women are mid and this is why it's so cheap to be here. And basically, these are guys talking about their sexual exploitations wherever they go. And this was kind of really the first strike, right? And then there was this.
A YouTuber named Floyd L. Wallace Jr. has been arrested in Brazil after authorities accused him of exploiting underage girls, according to Daily Mail.
So Floyd Wallace recently was arrested in Brazil for dealing with, let's say, people who were not of age, and now he's in a Brazilian jail. Now, what happened as a result of this? Austin Holloman and other YouTubers were complaining about the fact that they were losing access to Airbnb. Now, if you're a guy that just lives in your hometown, who gives a damn about Airbnb? But Airbnb is a lifesaver if you're traveling. I mean, it really is, especially if you're traveling across the world. It makes it very easy for you to...
How do you lose access to Airbnb without like having an Airbnb, trashing it, and then the retailer that owned the Airbnb and complaining and then getting your account? You know what I'm saying? Besides that, how the fuck does that happen? What are you doing to get hit with the ban from Airbnb?
Book a place, especially if you have a decent rating. People tend to really like it. And again, you know, it's just so convenient because once you get to the country, it's easy for you to get picked up by the host if you need that. Everything can just really segue into having a good trip. And then also, it is typically cheaper than staying at your hotels. I mean, you can then go to like places like booking.com, but it is more of a pain in the ass. So what happened with Austin Holloman and other people is that they lost their ability to be on Airbnb. And the reason was because Airbnb found out that certain guys were associated with the Passport Bro community, and that some of these guys were part of a criminal organization. And so even though that's definitely false, because the Passport Bros are not a criminal organization, but people just started getting, you know, banned off of Airbnb. Now, we just also heard that people...
Well, I thought he was trying to say that some of the people in Passport Bros were a part of a criminal organization, but he's saying that the whole entire... Airbnb thinks that Passport Bros as an entirety is a criminal organization. And I guess technically... I don't know what the laws on that is, but isn't it like if you fly to a destination just for the explicit purposes of cracking or getting cracked, that's technically like escorting or like sex trafficking? I don't know specifics, but I thought it was something along those lines.
Started getting banned
or drives,
off
you know what I'm saying?
YouTube. And who were these people?
Okay, so we got some late breaking news, everybody. So it turns out that I kind of talked about it last night, and some people were reporting the Passport Bros websites on their YouTube channels are being shut down. And I'm not sure if some of you people know this, but some of the ways that Passport Bros travel to other countries is that they get money through YouTube and through their donations, and they live off of that. So basically, they were getting people who were paying them to travel to other countries and sleep around with women. That's what it was.
Now, they mentioned people such as Giamo Jackson Carter, who I definitely have a little bit of an issue with personally, not because he's a Passport Bro. There's Skylar Duran, who is, I think, is a very cool guy. I don't know why he got kicked off, but other people also lost their channel or lost monetization. And it's interesting because YouTube, typically you would lose or get kicked off of the platform for basically doing something that you had no business doing. You know, disrespecting people, you know, phishing, or basically spamming links. That's a big reason. But then why did they get kicked off of YouTube?
So Floyd lost the News Now Omaha channel. He lost the Foreign Only channel. Skylar Deruin lost his channel. You see him on the screen. He spoke it into existence. He loved to troll. He loved to talk shit. He went back to Brazil after being on watch and notice. He didn't take it seriously. Now look what happened. Channel gone, channel clapped. Also, Giamo Jackson, channel clapped, gone.
Okay, so here is probably where I think happened with Giamo Jackson Carter and somebody like Skylar Duran. The whole idea of these guys talking about the possibility of meeting women in Brazil or in these Latin American countries. Now with Giamo Jackson Carter, it was just an outright embarrassment. He would have half naked chicks on there. He had an OnlyFans where he was clapping the cheeks of the women. He would openly talk about how much it cost. Now, Skylar Doreen tended to take more of a content creator, intellectual approach to some of his content in that framework. I know he talked about having boat parties and things like that, but I mean, you know, he tended to do reaction videos like a real content creator. But what I think happened is because people were basically a part of that Passport Bros framework.
All these Passport Bros, they didn't understand. They went up in my chat and talking like, oh, how do you know all these guys are connected to Floyd? I'm like, they don't have to be directly connected to Floyd. All they had to do is be connected to the Passport Bro movement. That's all it took.
And it does, like, it when you think of it legally, like just from a legal standpoint, it does low-key sound kind of crazy. So you're telling me these niggas are just getting on the trips just to come down here to f the women and then leave? Yeah. What the fuck? They're not even coming for the sites? Hell no, they're just trying to come crack. Yeah, get these motherfuckers the fuck out of here. Like, I understand it. Like, I can see why they did that. I can
eventually
understand
they just
why
got
they did
rid of all of them. And so that's the main point that LTTV is trying to hold here, is that YouTube did not need to suspend them for any community guideline strike. They got rid of them because of their association. Now, when it comes to Giamo Jackson Carter, I do kind of dislike. I did dislike him. But not because he's a Passport Bro, for some other reason. But because Giamo Jackson Carter is so open about brain, he's so open about going around and clapping cheeks and talking about his experiences. Being a Black American in Latin America, operating like that, is going to cause some people to not want you to be on the platform, because what you're doing is, at least according to YouTube, it's sexual exploitation. So advertisers, when they're spending their money on YouTube, they're gonna say, well, listen, we don't want our ads to be on the same videos as a guy like Giamo Jackson Carter, and this is what he's talking about, and he really shouldn't be on the platform. So if you don't get rid of these guys off the platform, we're gonna pull our money and then we're gonna leave. So who do you choose? A Giamo Jackson Carter who's running an OnlyFans in a clap session on his YouTube channel, or do you keep your billions of dollars of Avenue Red money that you can just
do you choose the nigga that's talking about clapping women and prostitution and everything else, or the $1 billion company that puts the ads in here? No, it's a hard one. I know it's a hard one. I don't know who to choose between, either the $1 billion company or this motherfucker. It's honestly hard.
There be two other creators who can basically do the work. Most people will choose for the latter. And again, a lot of the Passport Bros now that were claiming the community then, if you go around claiming the community now, I think that what people are trying to do is wash you. And I don't know if Passport Bros can really stay the same, because now if you are a self-admitted Passport Bro, you could probably just imagine that somebody can just, you know, try to tell on you and say, hey, he's with that criminal organization, and you know you shouldn't rent the Airbnb, he shouldn't be on YouTube. I can just imagine that this, you know, somebody could call and say your job is, you know, you're in a Passport Bro, you can't work. And I think that ultimately,
I'm not gonna be no Passport Bro, but I do want to hit the world travel. Like, I do want to hit a world travel like Monkey D. Luffy, just sailing the seas and shit. I do want to hit that. Will that ever happen? Who knows? But if it does, that's gonna be love.
Guys are gonna have to somehow go away from this terminology because it has so much of a negativity or negative vibe behind it now that it just doesn't make sense. And I mean, I understand it for what it is, but yes, removing YouTube channels from creators that are being associated means everything. Okay, it's something that's serious. And I would suggest for content creators, especially these guys that don't have money, and this is the problem where we are, guys. If Jay Rello, Nice the Future, NYC the Future rather, and other people didn't have the money to go on the trips, then sending somebody who doesn't have money like a Jay Rello to go on a trip is a big institutional framework risk. The guys don't have money. The guys are not talented enough. They should not be there because you want to get a good kick out of how that issue is. Let's give this person the money. NYC the future. Let's send him on to Dominican Republic, and this guy lives with his mom or with his cousins or something like that. And then that person goes over, makes 1,000 mistakes, and that person doesn't even care if they make it bad for the rest of the passport, bro.
I understand what he's saying too, because it's like, if I ever took a trip, I would want to make sure I had enough in my account that I could get a flight back. If nothing else, I have enough in my account that if my two-way ticket somehow, they're like, no, the two-way ticket ain't working, you're going to have to buy a whole new ticket, then I would be able to. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. These niggas just going, they literally see 2,000 hit my account, that's all I need. And they just dip. Gone.
They don't, okay? They don't care about you guys because they don't have anything to live for. And this is a thing that a lot of brothers don't have to start to do, is to, like I said, have certain brothers that have certain levels of accomplishments in the community before they can even get into it. You just can't let anybody attach to the Passport Bros framework. I believe Austin Holloman talked about that. And the problem you're going to have is when you do that, anybody can come in and just start doing whatever the hell they feel like doing, and they don't have any respect. They don't care about, other black men that are going to come behind them, how the community sees them, how the world sees them. They're just going to do whatever they want to do, and they'll be out there to crash out and to burn bridges and then do the same thing at the.
That is true though, for sure. That is true. This video is almost over, so we're gonna go ahead and hit it with a like. Appreciate you for the video, O'Shea. But that is true though. Like, whenever you go out of the country, that's really for anybody, honestly. Like, white, black, it doesn't matter. Like, if an Asian person goes to an African country and embarrasses himself, then whatever country they went to, then, you know what I'm saying? Or black person goes to a motherfucking different country. This white person goes to a different country. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. It's just, what you do outside of your country affects your country, whether you want it to or not. Like, maybe not fucking majorly, but over time. Each time a new American comes in, they're rude. Each time a new American comes in, they're loud. Each time a new American comes in, they're this, they're that. You know what I'm saying? And that eventually will build a rapport. Eventually. But with that being said, though, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.
She call me Luda, bitch, I roll out with my shooters. She wanna fuck me